How's it going, everyone? Texas Man here, back with another video. As you guys know, I'm currently still in the middle of fighting off a sinus infection and strep throat. So if my voice sounds funny, that's why. Hopefully I can get it back in running order. But as I've been sick for a couple days now, I've had a lot of time to watch movies, watch shows. And this show, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, has just officially released here in 2025 on Disney Plus. Trailers did not get me excited, so I went into watching the show with extremely low optimism, hoping that maybe the trailers weren't going to make it as bad as the show would be. But oh boy. Here we are. Let's talk about positives and negatives. Make sure you guys subscribe so you guys don't miss out on future content here on the channel. I also do stream regularly on Twitch at Douglas447. So if you guys would head over there and follow, it would be greatly appreciated. And is Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, is it trash? Yes. This review is going to be based off the first two episodes. So if the show has miraculously gotten better as episodes new have dropped, I don't much care. That's just reality. I don't care. This show is not just trash, but it's dumb, stupid, and dumber. Characters within the show just make some of the most stupid and dumb decisions I've ever seen. They make idiotic decisions for the sake of advancing the plot, advancing the characters. This show does not treat the audience like an adult. This show clearly is targeted towards a certain demographic. It is targeted towards a certain age group, that being like -1. And it is just poorly written. It is poorly conceived. And even the target audience and target demographic of this show is in current retaliation because it doesn't represent them in a positive light. Okay? One example of dumb, stupid, and idiotic decision making comes in the fact that one of the main plots within the first couple episodes, more or less episode 2, is that Norman Osborn is trying to figure out who in the world Spider-Man is. Norman Osborn finds out, but not in the way that you would think. He doesn't have to use his intellect. He doesn't have to use his genius. He doesn't need to use his power, his influence within the city. He doesn't need to use his science or his technology or anything. No. Norman Osborn, or along with the rest of the people on planet Earth, find out who Spider-Man is because this alternate dimension version of Peter Parker has the brain cell of a -1-year-old. He is in an elevator in Oscorp Tower. He gets off the elevator. He's in a set of stairs. And what does he do? He takes his Spider-Man mask off. He is in one of the most secure buildings ever. There's hundreds of people around. And what does he do? While in Spider-Man costume, he takes his Spider-Man mask off. So not only could hundreds of people see him do this, but he's in one of the most secure buildings on the planet in this universe, in this dimension. There are security cameras everywhere. Guess what's in the staircase? And even in the elevators, everywhere in this building there are security cameras. Guess what? Norman Osborn finds out who Spider-Man is thanks to Peter Parker being an idiot, taking his mask off in front of security cameras. Are you freaking kidding me? This is the level of stupid we get. The showrunners don't even know how to write and understand Spider-Man in the most basic ways. Because this is an alternate dimension, you want to know how Spider-Man gets his powers? You would think Peter Parker would get bit by a radioactive spider that escapes from some sort of science lab, right? No. In this universe, Spider-Man gets his powers from a magic spider via a gift from Doctor Strange. That's right. It's not some accident that some random genetically modified spider bites a random, extremely intelligent, weirdo kid and has to learn, morals and values and lessons. No. A magician creates a magical spider and gifts it to Peter Parker because they're friends. So Doctor Strange creates Spider-Man. Instead of being some sort of random accident and then Peter Parker having to figure out, to use my powers for good or evil. Do I use it for selfish reasons or for hopeful and helpful reasons? All that is gone. All those moral lessons and distinguishing between good and evil, completely irrelevant thanks to Doctor Strange in this universe. This has got to be one of the top 10 worst cartoons and one of the top 10 worst shows I've ever watched in my entire life. Like, I know I've made a video already talking about some of the worst shows I've ever watched, but this one definitely slides into there and probably would replace one of them now. This is utter garbage. And if this is what Disney is going to give us in terms of animations, I mean, we know that, What If Season 3 was an utter disaster. But, my God, you would think this would be somehow relevant, that this Spider-Man show would actually understand what makes Spider-Man Spider-Man. But it seems as if, though, the writers, the directors, the producers, and the animators, everyone behind the scenes and in front, just doesn't understand what makes Spider-Man Spider-Man. This show teaches young minds that everybody is perfect in life from the very beginning of being born. This leads to not being able to write personal stories. And you can't have personal stories. And because you can't have personal stories, you can't have conflict. If there is no good versus evil, right versus wrong, selfish versus helping, conflicts, if you can't have any of those conflicting stories, if everything's just a moral gray zone, it's boring. Your entire show cannot rely on moral gray lines. If there's no conflict in a show, your show is boring. It's not entertainment. It's not entertaining to watch. Why the flip should I or anybody else on planet Earth care? This show also has racist white people in it. So that's an ideology that's being shoved down our throats within this show. A lot of ideology of the fact that men, they're one-dimensional jerks. Women, they're perfect at everything, which is just unrealistic. Black people are the best at everything also. Messaging and ideology, which is just unrealistic, and I have several black friends and they are not the best at everything, and neither am I. Okay, that's what makes us individuals. There's also gender swapping ideology, and there's a load of other woke ideological messaging bullshit within the very first 2 episodes. Okay, and I hate to break it to you, but first impressions are everything. So like I said earlier in the video, if the show has gotten away from all this stuff, it's a little bit too late. It's just too late, okay? If your first 2 episodes set up that your show is just woke, the rest of your show is going to be woke. It doesn't matter if you do a 360 in episode 3, 4, 5, 6, or whatever. Your first impressions have set the stage of what your show is going to be about. Overall, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here in 2025, it is a lazy, non-entertaining piece of dumpster fire trash that I do not recommend anybody to watch. This is a show that makes me want to literally unsubscribe from Disney, and not just from Disney Plus, but from Disney everything. And if it wasn't for the fact that I use my Disney Plus, Hulu, and Max subscription to be able to watch movies and shows and make content, I would do so. This is a show, though, that I know a lot of people that haven't clocked out of Disney Plus because of the disaster that was The Acolyte. This show probably is going to make their subscriber base go downhill. I can't imagine what the ratings are, what the views are on this show. Because anybody with more than 2 brain cells will realize this is just utter garbage. I watched the first 2 episodes, and that's all I'm going to watch. I'm not going to be talking about the show in any positive nor negative light in the future. This is my review. This is it. I'm done. I'm not going to even waste my time seeing if episode 3 does any sort of, good to the Spider-Man brand. This is a dumpster fire. It is trash. It's not entertaining. Don't waste your time watching it. With it, I'm going to give it a 0 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. If you want to watch something great, go watch something else Spider-Man related.